Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's live trading session. My name is Anthony Njoku, and I'm the founder of 10x Digital Link, where everyone who has a knowledge gap in digital trading can be able to learn the right formula, get the right approach, get the right softwares, get the right guidance, and the right mindset to achieve success in digital trading. So, if you want to learn more about that, you can dive down to our website www.10xdigitallane.com. Then grab a package, either learn for 1 month or 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. Once you've completed your payments, you verify your payments, then you gain access to the website and you start learning. In your learning process, you're going to get one-on-one guidance from me wherever it's difficult for you, and then we're going to guide you through to achieve success. So, with that said, today we're going to be trading the London session, and I have an extra education and psychology for pro traders and beginner traders today. And it has to do with market sessions. What are market sessions? And I'm going to explain to you how to combine market sessions together with your trading strategy, so you don't have to spend a lot of time on the chat, watching the chat. There are a lot of traders from morning to evening, they are looking at their phone, they are monitoring the chat, which is unhealthy. So today I'll be breaking down market sessions, and I want you to pay attention because at the end I'll be asking questions, and if I ask the question and you get the question correctly, you're going home with a prize. You're going home with a prize. So pay close attention, and I wish you success in your trading journey. So let me share my screen now so we go to the chat. So how this London session usually goes is because London session has to do with London pairs, and it is a market session. So I'll be explaining market sessions, and then I'll also be explaining London session. So that's good. And I'm going to then tell you how you can incorporate it with your trading, so that even if you have a job, you can be able to trade and also maintain your job. Do you understand? So it is a psychology I learned from my mentor in London. And ever since I learned that psychology, I'm not always in a hurry to always know what is happening in the market. I'm not always in a hurry, or I feel bad that I'm missing out. Probably I'm on transit traveling, and I see Bitcoin is currently at 60,000. Next thing, Bitcoin is at 61,000. I start feeling bad that I'm missing out on this opportunity to buy Bitcoin for the rise. No, there is a particular time and session for you to come to the market and make your money from the market and leave the market, because opportunity is always in the market 24/7. Even when you're sleeping, people are cashing out from the market. So you need to come to the market when you're available, trade the market, make your money from the market, and leave the market. So that is what I'll be explaining to you guys today. Market sessions. Because why I chose this topic today is that about 7 pro traders met me today, this week, sorry, from Monday till Friday. 7 pro traders met me online, and they were telling me they are good with trading. They are good with trading, they have a strategy, but they don't know when to enter the market and when to exit the market. Okay. And then one told me that he's always monitoring the chart to know the next big opportunity, and sometimes he misses the opportunity and he doesn't see any other opportunity. So there is always opportunity in the market. So with that said, I'm going to first of all analyze the chart. After I analyze the chart, we'll be taking technical analysis, then fundamental analysis. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's take it the other way around. Let me handle market sessions first. So you have this ideology. After you have this ideology, you have learned something new about the market. Then we move to analyzing the market based on the technicals and the fundamentals, because today we have CPI, interest rate, consumer price index for Euro, consumer price index this morning, and it is going to happen by 8:20. One is happening by 8:20, another is happening by 10 o'clock. Okay, the main CPI is by 10 o'clock, but there is an ECB, Europe Central Bank speaker today. Okay, so he's just going to be talking to us about the current situation of the Euro Central. Okay, so with that said, let's talk about market sessions. Let's talk about market sessions. Let me dive to sorry about that. Let me get some water. Yeah, much better. So we're going to be talking about market sessions now, and I want you to pay close attention. Take use your notebook or your pen to take down notes, because you're going to be learning a lot of juicy information right now. So we have 4 sessions in the market, 4 sessions. And I know that a lot of you guys must have heard this theory: money never sleeps. Yes, in the financial market, when it has to do with the bank, money never sleeps. Money is always exchanging hand, and going from one currency into another currency, and then exchanging for different value in life, whether commodity, products, or services. So for you to really make money, you need to be able to have one of these: either you're offering a service or a product, or you have a commodity, or you have an idea that you can execute. You need to have something in exchange for that money. So when it comes to the session, the market moves from the London session, London, that's the London session, down to the New York session, down to the uh, Asia session, and Tokyo session. So this is the 4 important sessions in the market. Oh man. The Asia session and the Tokyo session. Good. So what this means is that what's going on? What this means is that it's either you're trading the London session, the New York session, the Asia session, or the Tokyo session. So the London session mainly, it has a time, a time factor. It has a time factor attached to it. The London session has a time factor attached to it based on wherever you are in the world. It has a time factor attached to it. Let me bring out the time factor. Okay, market hours over here. I'm using my FX book. It's an online journal, economic calendar, risk calculator, sentiment provider, so you can use it as well. So this is a market hours. Understanding market hours is essential for any trader or investor. Knowing which market is open and the specific trading hours can help traders plan their strategies and make informed decisions. By keeping up to date with the market hours and patterns, traders can maximize their profits and minimize their risk. So this is the market hour currently loading. Yeah, that's my time zone. It's loading. So okay, forex and stock market hour. The sun agitating, that's how daylight is brought to every part of the world. Okay, so for the current London session we are on, this is affecting Germany, is affecting Switzerland, is affecting Eurocentral, is affecting London. Okay, so this is the current section we are currently in. This London session is the current section we are currently in, and these are the pairs it affects most times. So it is coming from this direction. This current hour, if you can look over here below here, we have this 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 o'clock, heading to 8 o'clock, and we have a time. We have an announcement by 8:20. Okay, we have an announcement by 8:20. So the pairs that are usually affected is Mumbai is also part of the London session. Okay, which is currently part of the trading session, which is India. It affects it as well. So if you look at this map here, Nigeria is part of London session. That's why it's always a great time whenever you're in Nigeria and you're trading like euro against dollar, or you're trading uh, Great Britain pound against dollar, or dollar against Swiss franc. You understand? So this is the London session, which runs from 7 o'clock. Okay, it starts from 7 o'clock and runs down to that's 12 o'clock. The London session runs down from 7 o'clock to no down to 4 o'clock. Yeah, it runs down to 4 o'clock. Why New York session starts by 1 o'clock. New York session starts by 1 o'clock and ends by 10 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so let me write this down. Let me write this down so you guys don't get confused. We're talking about sessions. Okay. Good morning, Simeon. Good morning, Simeon. I hope you have had a profitable trading week. London is early in the morning by 8 o'clock, and that's when banks here in Nigeria open up 8 o'clock, and it runs down to 4 p.m. That's when banks close here in Nigeria. So it's a global system whereby they operate. It's banks that do the major transactions, investment banks, corporate banks, microfinance banks. You understand? So that's why we work with their own session, because whenever they're active working, that's when the major inflows and outflows of money is going through the world. So London, then New York session. It also has to do with the time when the banks in New York are open. So New York session is 1 p.m. West African time, 1 p.m. Nigerian time, and it runs down to 10 p.m. when you're sleeping or when you're about to go to bed, Nigerian time. That's when their liquidity is moved from New York to France, from New York to China, and so on and so forth. Then the Sydney session or the Asia session, it starts by 11 o'clock. Asia session or Sydney session. Okay, it starts by 11 p.m. in the evening on the dot, and then it runs down to Sydney session, to be precise, runs down to about 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock a.m. West African time. Then Tokyo, Tokyo session, which has to do with Japan, China, and so on and so forth. It starts by 12 a.m. West African time. 12 a.m. That's when their banks start operating. So that's why the team Money Never Sleeps is there. When you're going to bed, another bank in another part of the world is opening up to continue transactions. and I will tell you how this really works out with your own trading hour. And Tokyo session ends by 9 a.m. West African time. 9 a.m. West African time. So fantastic, fantastic. So let me now help you that have had hard time with knowing the particular time to trade the market. Okay, as a trader, you're not meant to be trading the market all the time. Yes, I trade, but once my trade is running, I set and forget. I set and forget most times. And then I get myself involved in a lot of things, managing you guys as a community, giving you attention, making sure that the social media posts are being uploaded by the content creator, and so on and so forth. A lot of things. But it doesn't mean that I'm always looking at the chart. Okay? It doesn't mean that I'm always looking at the charts. Most times, if I'm most times I'm studying more about the forex market, writing more content about the forex market. And let me then break this down, how you can entangle it with your trading today. So London session starts by 8 o'clock a.m. So in about 44 minutes, we have London session open. The bank in Nigeria, in London, in Switzerland, in Europe opens up, Germany and so on, France and so on opens up their operation. This is a trading volume area for you, or let me say trading gap for you, whereby you're going to see massive liquidity in the market, where you're going to see candles moving up rapidly. Okay, during this particular period. Okay, this particular period. So you need to understand how this can work in your trading market sessions. That's what we're discussing now. Before we go into actual trading, analyzing the market, fundamental and technicals. So New York session as well. I already explained this before. It starts by 1 p.m. West African time and ends by 10 p.m. West African time. Asian session starts by 11 p.m. and ends by 8 a.m. Okay, and Tokyo starts by 12 a.m. and ends by 9 a.m. Let me then list the pairs that are affected. The pairs that are affected, because you need to know. During London session, you need to focus on Euro, Great Britain pound, trading it, Swiss franc. These are major pairs. Okay. During New York session, you need to focus on dollar, you need to focus on CAD, Canadian dollar, and you need to focus on gold. Okay. Then during Asian session or Sydney session, you need to focus on Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. Then during Tokyo session, you need to focus on Japanese yen, JPY. Good. So this is the currencies that will be affected. Okay, where you'll be seeing major reaction. So at a particular session, good morning, Daniel. Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. We are going through the educational content now. Then after that, we'll dive into the trading proper. So at a particular session, okay, you need to focus on the pairs it will affect. Why do I say you need to focus on the pairs it will affect? It's important because there is what they call liquidity and volume. Liquidity and volume. When it comes to sessions, liquidity and volume is two things. Volume has to do with the total market participants. Volume and liquidity. Very important. Volume has to do with the total market participant. Okay, or I think that should be the other way around. Yeah, I think it's liquidity that has to do with total market participants. Liquidity has to do with total market participants, okay? And volume has to do with the amount of money these market participants are coming into the market with at a particular time, okay? Liquidity has to do with the total market participant. When I say total market participant, I'm talking about the banks, I'm talking about companies, I'm talking about hedge funds, I'm talking about retail traders like you and I. Okay, these are people involved in moving this market. Although our money counts for less than 2% of the total volume in this market. Oh, okay, about 98% of the money that moves this market is brought in by banks, is brought in by investment banks, brought in by hedge funds. Those people are the ones that have billions and trillions to trade the financial market. Okay, so mainly we need to trade when these guys are trading. Okay, and we need to understand the market the way they understand the market, to have a view the way they understand the market. That's why we keep studying. Okay, we keep studying, we keep learning. Okay, we keep advancing in what we already have, because every single day there is new education, there is new technology, there is new change in this market, and you need to keep learning. Okay, there is a very wise quote my dad always told me: once you stop learning, you start dying. Okay, once you stop learning, you start dying. So I always try as much as possible to always learn something new every day about this particular field of forex market. Okay, so you keep growing in your expertise and in your knowledge. So with that said, uh liquidity has to do with total market participants. Volume has to do with the amount of money these participants come into the market to risk or to trade. Do you understand? I'm breaking everything down. So when I hit the nail on the head, which has to do with the important tip of when you as a trader needs to come to the market and trade, make your money and leave. Because I'm a day trader, and that's what I have been able to learn from my mentor, who is a day trader as well. He's based in London. He focuses more on London session. Okay. So with that said, this London session now is going to affect euro, is going to affect Swiss franc. Okay, then the highest volume comes into this market when there is an overlap. What do I mean by overlap? What I mean by overlap is this: when banks in two regions are open at the same time, that's when the highest volume and liquidity can come into the market. Let me phrase that again. When we have the highest volume is when there is an overlap of two banks in two different regions open at the same time. For instance, London and New York session overlap. What is London and New York session overlap? London and New York session overlap means that a bank in Europe, like in Germany, in Italy, is open, and a bank in New York, Canada, is open at the same time. And if you can look at this timetable I have over here, the banks in New York open by 1 p.m. West African time, which is meant to be 6 a.m. if you're in New York. Okay, so it is mainly which is 8 a.m. if you're in New York, but their time horizon with us is different. Okay, the same time in Texas is different from the time in New York, though. Okay, so you need to try and understand that it has to do with time. If this New York overlap happens with London overlap, which means that a bank in Europe is open and a bank in New York is open by the same time of 1 p.m. West African time, you need to understand that the liquidity in the market by 8 o'clock down to 12:30 p.m. West African time could be just 1 million participants. I'm just giving an example, 1 million participants. But as soon as New York opens up by 1 p.m. West African time, the total amount of participants in the market by that time would be 2 million or 3 million participants. Why? Because that bank is now open and they have started operations. Okay, so that is how this overlap works, and that is when we have major reactions, massive reactions. We have volume. Okay, if the total amount of money in the market before was probably $2 trillion, during the overlap it will increase to $4 trillion because more participants has come into the market with more money to move the market. And that is the very important aspect of trading you need to know. Trade the market when there is high volume and liquidity, because that is when you can make your profit quick and also have your losses quick, because that's when we have the highest rapid reactions in the market. Okay, so it is similar with Asian session or Sydney session. Okay, during Sydney and Tokyo session overlap, which happens because Asian session, which is Sydney, that affects Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, starts by 11 p.m. West African time. Okay, Asian session starts by 11 p.m. West African time and ends by 8 a.m. But Tokyo, which affects Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, and so on and so forth, starts by 12 a.m. West African time. Okay, you have a question, Simeon, please drop it on the comment section. I will attend to you. Ask your question, Simeon. Drop it on the comment section. I'll attend to you. So, as I'm saying, during the overlap of Asian session and Tokyo session by 12 a.m., okay, that's when massive volume and liquidity comes into the market again. Well, probably New York is sleeping, London is sleeping, but Asia and Tokyo is trading. So there are some traders here in Nigeria, they might work in the morning during New York session, they will go to their job, okay, from 8 a.m. and come back in the evening by 4 p.m. Don't be worried that you have missed the trading opportunity for the day. Even if you're in your office, okay, and people are making money through trading, okay, don't be worried. That's one thing my mentor has taught me. Never be worried. Your opportunity and your time will come for you to trade. So you need to know your schedules for the week. Know the hour you'll be available to trade and trade the hour you are available to trade. That is what you need to understand. Know the hour you are available to trade and trade the hour you are available to trade. So one tip I'm giving to you guys, which I'm not meant to give to you, but it's a tip that it has changed my psychology, it has changed my view about this market, that I think in 2019 when I started trading, I never had it, is this. These sessions overlap entangle itself with a 4-hour candle. Okay, I'm going to be straightforward, I'm not going to repeat myself. So we have the 6 a.m. to the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. We have the 10 a.m. to the 2 p.m. 4-hour candle. We have the 2 p.m. to the 6 p.m. 4-hour candle. And we have the 6 p.m. to the 10 p.m. 4-hour candle. And that's this, and And also we have the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. 4 hours candle. And lastly, we have the 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. 4 hours candle, and the cycle starts again. Good. So, Simeon, your question is, when do you know when there is high liquidity in the market to trade? Okay, the answer, Simeon, is during a market overlap. During a market overlap. Yes, during a market overlap. That is when you would know that there is high liquidity in the market to trade. Okay? Do you understand now? If you don't understand, when we are done with this live stream, you go and play the video all over again. I mentioned it and I gave you 2 examples when this overlap happens. So now, this is the hack I got from my trading, and God bless you for watching this to this point. A lot of people will miss this opportunity, but you're here today. I got this education and this viewpoint in 2021. Yes, I got it in 2021. I didn't take it serious, but in 2022, that's when I took it serious, and I was able to use the same hack, just trading one currency pair, you account to $600. And most traders don't know it, and they will never, but they need to seek for an extra secret or an extra tip in the market. There's always something extra you can get, either from a, so you need to have money set aside to invest in mentorship. Learn from different people. They can teach you the same thing, okay, but out of the same thing they're teaching you, there's an extra source you learn from a new mentor. Get it and get it clear. Right now I'm talking to you, I have 3 mentors I'm learning from. Okay, 2 is in Dubai, 1 is in India. But I'm not learning from them because I don't know what they're teaching. I know what they're teaching, but I'm getting the extra sauce. There's something extra about each mentor that comes into your life. I need to learn that extra tip, to be honest, because people's viewpoints and perspective is totally different in the market. So how this market session entangles with 4 hours is this. We have a 4 hours candle, which means that a candle starts and closes at the end of 4 hours. A candle starts and closes at the end of 4 hours. So we have a candle that opens by 6 a.m. West African time, and it closes by 10 a.m. West African time. That is a 4 hours candle, representing the battle between buyers and sellers of a particular currency pair. We're not handling candlesticks today, but I'm entangling it with candles. And for pro traders, you understand what I'm saying. For newbies, some other time you understand, but get these points now, write it down. Then we have another 4 hours candle that operates from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. Okay, this 4 hours candle now starts exactly by 10 a.m. on the dot. It is timed exactly by 10 a.m. on the dot. The candle starts showing the graphical representation of buyers and sellers of a particular currency pair. A currency pair has to do with euro against dollar, or so on and so forth. You understand? So they have another candle that starts by 2 p.m. and ends by 6 p.m. West African time. One thing I'm letting you guys know is that within these candles, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., you have a trading opportunity to make money from the market, and it affects a particular market session with market pairs. It affects a particular market session with market pairs. So let me go in details a little bit. I'm trying to put everything together now, so pay close attention and take down notes. London session starts by 8 a.m. and closes by 4 p.m. West African time. That's when the banks operate. And the pairs that are operating highly that period is Euro, Great Britain pound, London, and Swiss franc. That is when you will see that they're having a press conference in Germany, they're having a meeting in London, they're having inflation reports in Switzerland, because they are awake. And every single news every single news or event affects these currencies. So you as a trader, if you attended this my live sessions consistently, I've mentioned the banks that operate this market, they trade 80% fundamental and 20% technical, which means that fundamental is the blood that helps to push this money into different directions and different currencies. That is fundamental analysis. The events that happen within this country, like this morning, I already showed you guys this morning that we have Euro fundamental analysis of a central bank in Euro Central is going to be talking to us by 8:20, and then by 10 o'clock on the dot we have interest rate decision. CPI, consumer price decision, which has to do with inflation in Euro Central. So within this time period of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., you're going to see a trading opportunity within a 4-hour candle. Between 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., you're going to see a trading opportunity in a 4-hour candle. I know a particular visual assistant that is working with me. She has time from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, that is the time for her to trade forex markets. In the afternoon, by 12 down to 6 p.m., she has another job she's doing. Okay, the 4-hour candle that has to do with 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. does not concern her. She cannot trade those candles because she's entangled in another operation or another job. Okay, but when she comes back from work, she can trade the 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. candle, 4-hour candle. That is another opportunity. That is her, you know what they call shift, when you have a job that you shift, morning shift, night shift, you understand? The forex market also has a shift for you, so you need to know your shift and trade your shift. If you come to your shift and you see no trading opportunities, don't force a trade on the market. Don't force it. Come back for another shift. If you come to the market, I'm begging you to understand it. If you come to the market and your shift is to trade from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to make money from the market, and you come and you trade just one currency pair, Euro USD. Back then, when I trade Euro USD only, if I come to the market and I don't see any opportunity on Euro USD, I don't force a trade. I leave the trade, I leave the shift, and I focus on another income making activity. Okay, I remove my attention from forex trading totally. So you need to put this in your psychology as a pro trader, and you need to learn this as a tip as a beginner trader. You don't always have to look at what the market is doing every morning. And they have known that, they have used that to know forex traders. Every single hour, they are looking at their phone if their trade is in profit or in loss. You should have an investor mindset. Do your analysis, set your trade, forget the trade. Come back every 4 hours to check what the trade is doing. Because at the beginning of every 4 hours, that is the opportunity of a market session overlap. So if you want to learn more about this, play the video over again. I will not talk more about it again. So that this has to do with the market session. Okay, this has to do with the market sessions, and I hope you got value. A lot of mentors will teach you this, the pairs it affects, the volume and liquidity, but they'll never teach you this particular area about the entanglement with the chart. So you as a trader, it all depends on what type of trader you are. Okay, if you're a swing trader, okay, you're checking out 1 hour daily time frame, weekly time frame, then placing your trade on 4 hours. But if you're a day trader, what I just explained is for you. Okay, what I just explained is for you. Most mentors will teach you about this, they'll teach you about this, they'll teach you about this. But if you find a mentor that can teach you about this and explain it in details for you, so you're not always having that feeling of fear of missing out, FOMO. So you're not always having that FOMO feeling. Cherish that mentor, because that mentor has an in-depth understanding of the operations of the banks and how they move the candles together with the money flow. Okay, it also has to do with the algo operating the forex market. Okay, so try and understand this. Know your shift. Either you're trading the morning shift in the market or you're trading the night shift. You can also trade 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. candle only. You can trade 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. candle only. You set your alarm. Once it is 15 minutes to 10, your alarm will ring. You sit down and you analyze the market. If you see your trade, you place your trade, you make money from your trade. One shift I don't trade and I don't have it on my alarm is 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. I don't trade those shifts. Okay, but there are some weeks whereby those shifts are very profitable. When we have like Asia unemployment rate, or we have Japan interest rate decision, those are the shifts that has the highest liquidity, and it can even be the major shift itself that will move the market for the day. You understand? But I don't trade those shifts. But every other shift here, I have an alarm set out for it. Once it is that time and the alarm rings and I'm busy, I don't trade it. I just forget it. But whenever I'm less occupied and I'm ready, I analyze the market. If I see a trading opportunity, I trade. If I don't see any trading opportunity, I leave it. Okay, so in that way, you be coordinated. You go to the market every 4 hours of your day. Okay, every 4 hours, starting from 6 a.m. You go to the market to view what is the market doing. You trade your shifts, you leave the market. So currently, we are trading the shift of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's the shift we are trading this morning. Okay, and I am glad I am trading that shift. Why I am glad I am trading that shift is because if we come back to that saying, the banks trade 80% fundamentals and 20% technicals. And two fundamental analysis the banks will be trading this morning is one, ECB bank is speaking this morning. Let me go to my calendar. This is my FX book. Let me go to my calendar. Okay. So ECB is speaking this morning. Okay, one of their bank Goodos is speaking by 8:20, and there was another ECB spokesperson yesterday. He talked about the inflation in Europe as a whole. They say that inflation in Europe now is falling. If you're in Germany, if you're in Italy, if you're in Greece, Okay, if you're in France, the prices of goods and services are reducing. But yesterday there was an announcement, the prices of goods and services in Nigeria has increased. Okay, it increased from 24.6% to 33.69%. Year over year, it has increased from 22 point, I think 30% to 33.69%. What I'm saying here is that you went to the market yesterday to buy rice, one bag, 10,000 naira. If you go to the market today, because of the increase in CPI, consumer price index, that bag of rice is not 10,000 naira again. Automatically, it is 13,000 or 15,000. Okay, why? Is because of two factors. The naira has been floated on the exchange rate, on the exchange market, and the fuel subsidization has been removed. So that was the two factors I read from the economic statement. But we're not talking about Nigeria here, we're talking about Europe. We're talking about what the ECB said. So they said that their interest rate, sorry, their CPI is reducing in all the countries. So if you're in France now, the cost of food will reduce. And I love it because in those areas of the world, once they say that prices of things are reducing, you see it in the market. Okay, unlike here in Nigeria, they will tell you that prices of goods and services are reducing. Like the last time when Dangote reduced the price of diesel, and we're expecting the price of goods and services to drop. Nothing dropped. Everybody was stubborn headed that they bought something high. Now you're reducing price. You want us to sell low, all those kind of things. So that is it. And even when Naira gained against the dollar, we were expecting prices of goods and services to drop. It didn't drop. Okay. And the system there is not just, it's not just in place. You understand? Unlike all these foreign countries that they tell you that prices of goods and services drop, you go to the supermarket, it has dropped. You understand? And if any supermarket is selling above the price, you have the right to be able to report to them or sue them that why are they selling above the price when prices are meant to have dropped. You understand? There are authorities that checkmate all those affairs. Okay, so by 10 o'clock today, we're going to see the CPI for Euro Central, and the banks trade 80% fundamentals and 20% technicals. So we're going to expect massive inflow of liquidity and volume by 10 o'clock West African time this morning. Which pair is it going to affect? It's going to affect Euro pairs. Anything that has to do with Euro JPY, Euro dollar, Euro Great Britain pound, Euro card. So those pairs will be affected, because if this CPI comes out higher than 126.1, Euro will be strong. But if the CPI comes lower than 126.1, Euro will be weak. So by 10 o'clock, once this data comes out, and I believe that this speaker, ECB Goodos, by 8:20 today, is going to give us an insight. He's going to give us an insight. He's going to give us a tip secretly. So you need to understand the words he's saying by 8:20. So you can have a game plan by 10 o'clock to make money from the market when this CPI is announced. So that is how you need to approach the market. You have your time to trade. You know the events you're focused to trade. You know the pair to affect. You have a setup. You trade it. So yesterday evening, during Asia session, I analyzed all the Euro pairs before going to bed. I analyzed them all, and I found two that is quite juicy for me. Two that is giving me a structure I believe the banks will want to trade. And the two pairs is one, Euro JPY, Euro Japanese Yen. The trade has started playing out already. So yesterday evening before going to bed, I saw that in all the Japanese yen pairs like NZD-JPY, USD-JPY, CAD-JPY, CHF-JPY, GBP-JPY, they had massive volume increase against Japanese yen yesterday, Thursday. Okay, let me show you. I just don't want to say it. I want to show you so you understand what I'm saying for the newbies here. But I know the professionals, you guys understand what I'm saying. So, yeah, this was Thursday. This is volume. Dollar is strong against Japanese yen. That was why an increase happened. This is another one. Great Britain pound on Thursday as well. Okay, during Asian session, that's when it started. Great Britain pound was strong against Japanese yen. NZD is even the most terrible one since Monday. New Zealand dollar has been strong, okay, against the Japanese yen, non-stop correction, and that increase, okay, Japanese yen against the Japanese yen, Australian dollar against the Japanese yen is strong. What I'm trying to explain to you is that after this increase, there's going to be a correction. The market does not go in one direction. After buy, there is a point that buyers will be like, oh more, let us sell. I've made profit since I was buying. Let me sell, let me take some profit. At least the weekend is approaching. You can understand. So you need to use common sense and sentiment as well when trading. Okay, so in your common sense area, that's something that can be unique against every other trader. I can teach you everything I know, but my common sense and your own common sense will not be the same when it comes to the market. That's great sentiment view. So let's go back to Euro pairs. I have seen that Euro against Japanese yen has also bought massively, okay, on Thursday. I want to trade this corrective structure. I know that there's going to be a corrective structure, a sell. I know that there's going to be a sell. So that's the corrective structure I want to trade. Let's say, for instance, I take this Fibonacci now, which has to do with the calculation of corrective structures. I take it from this low and I place it on this high. Good. So from this point now, good. So from this point now, the Fibonacci retracement corrective structure can fall within 38.20 down to 60 Fibonacci retracement point. Okay, so for everyone that trades as ICT, equilibrium is 50%. So there's high chances that market will come down to this equilibrium. Yesterday, it was a global announcement that inflation in Europe is dropping. It is a global something. Every news you read, every newspaper, it was a global announcement because a bank spokesman came yesterday and said it. So today, they are giving us the data. They are giving us data that will prove it. And I know if what that bank spokesman said yesterday is true, and the data shows that Euro Central has lower inflation, Euro will be weak today. That's why I want to buy great Japanese yen and trade the corrective structure, not an impulsive wave. It is not an impulsive wave. When I say impulsive wave, it's going to break this low. Okay, no, I'm trading just this corrective structure into here. See what I'm trading here, guys. I'm trading this corrective structure into here because we can expect one more push like this by next week to take this high. Where is that high? Yes, to take this high because NZD has already taken it. So the flow is still going to go over here. Take this high. So that's my view. And this announcement will be done by 8:20. Okay, it will be done by 8:20. So watch out, and I will probably play their announcement for you guys so that you guys will be able to understand what the market is doing. Okay, so with that said, let's check other euro pairs. Let's check other euro pairs. The second euro pair I have on my list is I see that it's juicy and has opportunity. I think it is Euro USD. Yesterday we figured out that if you have a question, please drop it on the comment section. I see someone says I have a question. If you have a question, please drop it on the comment section, and I would try to attend to the question. Okay, so for euro dollar, wait, let me go to the chart. I analyzed it on. Okay, so for the euro dollar, it is different. It is loading. The chart is loading. It is loading. Let's give some time. Good. So for euro dollar, I have a sell bias as well. Why do I have a sell bias? I have a sell bias because sentiment DXY is currently pushing to the upside. Okay, it has a little corrective structure now. DXY. DXY has to do with the strength of dollar. DXY. It has to do with the strength of dollar. So if DXY is going up like this from here up to this point, dollar is strong. If DXY is coming down like this, dollar is weak. You understand? When DXY fell from this point, this resistance here broke, correction, broke, dollar is weak. Okay, so what I see currently is that because DXY got to this support level, which is also a daily support level and a 4-hour support level, it started moving to the upside. Buyers came in to buy dollar. So now dollar is strong, and I expect buyers to push dollar price up to this what resistance level, okay, or this supply level. In that case, if dollar is gaining strength and traction, euro against dollar is 80% correlated. It is 80% correlated. If DXY is pushing to the downside, okay, euro USD will be pushing to the downside as well. Okay, so it is 80% correlated. In that case, now I'm anticipating a sell on euro USD because I saw on DXY it has a long way to go from that support level. This is a resistance level for euro. This is a 4 hours resistance level and a daily resistance level for euro. From here now, you can expect a drop probably towards this level or maximum this level, this support level. Okay, so that's why I'm anticipating a sell for euro. Okay, so with that said, the sell entry I positioned was the market to come over here. There's liquidity that is lying here. The market has not taken. There's liquidity lying here. I expected the market to take, okay, but the market has not taken it yet. So this session could either give euro strength to go and take that liquidity to the upside. If that happens, that means that euro JPY trade will not play out as planned because the news will be announced by 10 o'clock. The data will be announced by 10 o'clock, but the speech of what the data could be will be done by 8:20. So from that speech now, we can get some insights. But still on still, euro against the dollar, I anticipate it to come over here and activate this. There's a pending order over here and liquidity lying over here. Okay, you can see it has not broken this low. Euro against dollar, it has not broken this low. Okay, this is a double bottom. Okay, it has not broken it, so there is liquidity lying here. It's more like a range now, it's not trending, so it needs to come over here, grab this liquidity. When you grab this liquidity, which is at the 4 hours resistance point, I marked it with a line. There's a way, is a validation point. Yes, so from here now we can now anticipate what a drop to the downside. That's at 1.0880 psychological level. Okay, so that's what I see for euro against the dollar. Okay, so once it activates this trade, then for me I can be activating some sales. And what could really encourage us for that sell is when the interest rate data is announced by 10 o'clock, and it turns out that it is actually sorry, not interest rate, inflation rate. Well, it is actually lower than the expected inflation in Euro Central. So that is what we currently see. That's what I currently understand. So with that said, let's move to the last pair. But this pair I'm talking about now is has to do with New York session. Okay, New York session, and that is USD card. I see a setup for USD card. It's a very smooth, neat, understood setup. I understood the setup very well. So for USD card, I have a reaction zone for USD card. So from this zone now, if you can look closely, this low was taken before the market got to this zone. Okay, and since this low was taken, there is high chances that market will come back into the supply zone that was created before that low was taken, which is this supply zone. Okay, that created the supply before the market took that low, the liquidity below that low. Okay, so if you're a newbie, you might not understand what I'm saying, but the pro probably would understand. But I'm just trying to make things clear in one way or another. So from here now, I'm expecting dollar to be strong because DXY is gaining ground against every other pair. But there is a liquidity that needs to be grabbed. Okay, just like Euro USD. The same thing with USD card. There's liquidity that needs to be grabbed, and this is the liquidity. If it doesn't grab it this week, it might grab it next week. Okay, so let's go to the smaller time frame. Okay, so over here is the move I've seen so far for USD card. Okay, some traders might prefer to draw this, but I don't trade effects. I trade calls. Okay, so traders might choose to draw this, but I see that there is high chances that market will break this low, grab this liquidity it needs to grab over here before it goes up. Daniel says he's understanding it. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So no question so far for USD card. Okay, he needs to grab his liquidity. Okay, and he's going to stop hunt those who bought from this trend line. Okay, some people bought on this trend line and put their stop loss below here. So it will stop hunt them, stop hunt those who bought from here as well. So I'm expecting it to come back to this liquidity, grab it, and then start pushing to the upside. Okay, and the push to the upside is going to be massive, and to grab this liquidity, it might use a wick, it might not use a full body candle. Okay, so you need to be patient. Patience is also needed in this forex trading venture. So with that said, now this 15 pips stop loss, 45 pips take profit, which is about 1:3. But I can see that we can do more than 1:3. We can even do 1:5 due to the supply level where it is. can go for 75 pips. Yes, exactly. So we can do 1:5, risking 1% to make 5% of our accounts. So if you're risking $10, you're aiming to make 50. If you're risking 100, you're aiming to make $500. So vice versa. If you're risking $1 million, you're aiming to make 5 million. So that's it mainly. One trade is all you need. So that's what I see currently. Do you have any questions before we call it a wrap? I'll keep you guys updated in the group chat. I have meetings I need to start preparing for. Any questions before I call it a wrap? I don't trade this. So any questions before I call it a wrap? Because I think I'm done. I don't want to prolong it. Okay. The giveaway for those who stayed to this point. Look, I want to ask a question about those who stay to this point, and the question is this. Okay. How many sessions do we have in the market, and outline the area of high liquidity and volume? How many sessions do we have in the market, and outline the areas of liquidity and volume? High liquidity and volume. High liquidity and volume. How many sessions do we have in the market, and outline the time when we have high liquidity and volume? The first to give me the correct answer wins the prize. So it's a bonus for staying to this point. Let me check out gold. I know a lot of gold fans are here. You guys always love gold. I don't know why. Okay. Gold is moving up. But I see gold inside the resistance though. I see gold inside the resistance, and this is a. Well, let me remove this. So from this resistance now, I think it's going to go and grab some liquidity it missed out on. Okay, from this point down, we can now start expecting more drop, but that could be by next week or probably today. The same thing with Euro USD. The same liquidity the dollar Euro wants to go and grab before it starts selling. That could be the same liquidity gold wants to grab before it starts selling. Let me see on a smaller time frame. Okay. No, gold doesn't really work out with the structures most times. Okay, Michael says we have 4 sessions. Michael says we have 4 sessions. So what are the sessions? And when is the time for the overlap? What are the 4 sessions, and when is the time for the overlap? Daniel says the 4 sessions, and the overlap is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. No. Daniel, you got the 4 sessions. Michael, you got the 4 sessions, but you didn't get the time for the overlap. Daniel says 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. correction. I said overlap. I did not say 4 hours candle. I said overlap. I did not say 4 hours candle. Daniel, you said correction. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I understand that you said something about 4 hours. Yeah, it entangles with 4 hours, but I'm talking about the overlap when we have massive liquidity and volume. It's the same question Simeon asked. When do you know when there is high liquidity in the market to trade? And I told Simeon the answer to that question is during a market overlap. If you want to understand the answer to that question, you need to know when the banks in these regions are operating, so you can be able to know the overlap. Come on, guys. If I don't get an answer by 8:15, I'll answer it too, and then nobody wins the prize. So we have 4 minutes to go, so we save ourselves some time. Come on, guys. You can do better than this. One, if somebody says 1 p.m., 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Daniel says 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. Sessions overlap. How many sessions overlap do we have? How many session overlaps do we have? How many session overlaps do we have? How many session overlaps do we have? Daniel, you got it right too. Daniel, you got the first session overlap right. But I think we have more than one session overlap, and I want to know the rest. Daniel, you got it. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the first session overlap. So it's remaining 2 more sessions overlap. We have 3 sessions overlap. I just gave you a hint. We have 3 sessions overlap. What are the remaining 2? The time. Daniel says 2 sessions overlap. No, it's 3. No, it's 3. So what are the time for the remaining 2? JP has started giving cell structure. It's 8:15 already. Oh. I'll type the answers on the comment section. You guys didn't really get the point very, very well. You need to rewatch this video over and over again. And I think that's what most of you guys are doing. So the first session overlap, I'm typing the answer. First overlap. The first overlap is 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., which has to do with London session and New York session overlap. London session and New York session overlap. The next overlap is by 12 o'clock. The second overlap is by second. No, it's not 4 self, Michael. Not 4 session overlap, it's 3. The second overlap is by 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., which has to do with then we have the third overlap, which is very narrow and small, but we'll still count it in because it's an overlap. It happens from 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. to 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., which has to do with Tokyo and London overlap. So these are the 3 sessions overlap, and it gives Simeon his answer of when to know when there's high volume and liquidity in the market. So thank you so much for watching to this point. I hope you got value. Probably next time you guys will win the prize, and you can even gain access to mentorship. You can gain access to funding. You can gain access to a lot of materials you have. So probably next time will be a better time for you to win. Have a wonderful day, guys.